ASISA, as part of its own strategic objectives, one of its key strategic objectives is to align with the National Development Plan to ensure that we are relevant and that we ensure that our members are relevant in all that they do. And obviously we know that right now one of the key objectives is to facilitate transformation of our country and specifically of the financial services sector.
And without this initial collaboration with the project partners, and that includes the likes of us, Driven, who's a service provider on the Flame project, and Genesis Analytics, and the ASISA Foundation, who play quite a critical role in keeping us on the straight and narrow. If we're not all in the room at the same time, all understanding what our goals are, what the objectives are, what the theory of change is, what we're hoping to try to implement. If we're not on the same page, then us as a pure implementer at the end of the day is going to fall flat.
The word fear has got two meanings. The first one could be forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. And I believe that as an ASISA Foundation, we chose the latter, to face everything and rise.
We have got tried and tested content. We know that our best content is delivered in work sites in a 6-hour session with a whole lot of supplementary channels and auxiliary channels.
We had a target to reach 1,000 participants across all 5 campuses. And by the end of the program, we had a total reach of 1,450. Out of that 1,450, 987 participants kept on coming. So they basically attended 3 out of 5 workshops, which is really great from a retention point of view. So during the 5 week of training, students were taken through consumer education or financial education content and also soft skills as well. At the end of the 5 weeks, students were then encouraged to produce their own industrial piece, which basically showcased what they've learned, how they've absorbed the content, but also putting a little spin by giving us a sneak preview in terms of how it applies into their own personal lives.
Our aim is to bridge the mismatch, the gap between those of us who are financially literate and those of us who aren't. And financial literacy isn't a factor of intelligence. It's a life experiential situation.
We're just wanting to raise the importance of retirement fund trustee education and the impact, the multiplier effects that we can see in the market when we see empowered trustees taking appropriate decisions that are really going to benefit their beneficiaries at the end of the day.
The Retirement Fund Trustee Education was an interesting link with our other program, which was WageWise, because what was identified as they interacted with trustees is that trustees have quite a significant duty to educate their members. And so via this forum, we've been able to, through the principal officers, connect with members at different work sites and then roll out our WageWise program. But when we're dealing with retirement fund members, we also include a module that speaks to the profile of a trustee and the role and responsibilities of a trustee, so that the members know when they're voting for a trustee that it's not about who's the most popular, who's the best shop steward. It's people that have an understanding and an ability to apply themselves to retirement funds and the governance of retirement funds.
If we exclude the government employees pension fund, this is the market that we're looking to penetrate, 2.6 trillion rand. So bearing in mind that the JSE, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, is worth about 13.5 trillion rand as of yesterday. It's a very significant portion of the JSE's value.
In terms of our geographic reach, one of our biggest achievements for 2018 is we finally achieved the national footprint, and that's something that's been quite elusive for some time. And 49% of the workshops were conducted in rural areas, and that's quite encouraging.
The impact of this program, not just on that one person that attended the workshops and attended, but on that business, and more importantly on the community, the confidence it gives, the hope it gives to the community, the fact that people, when they get jobs, even if it's on a contract basis, so you'll see we had quite a lot of jobs created, but the fact that somebody actually did something, and they got paid, because we made a big point about you can't just use your brother and your sister and your cousin and your aunt to come and help when there's a job and you don't pay them anything. Every person had to start earning a salary, it had to be accounted for, and that gives them the confidence, gives them the experience, and so it really just lifts the whole element in the community. So we had significant community impact as a result of the program, and definitely financial inclusion.